and a very warm welcome to the virtual open day of Deakin University Business School. My name is Shikai Chen, and I'm a lecturer in accounting in the Department of Accounting at Deakin Business School. I'm thrilled to have you here today as we explore our accounting program. We will also be hosting a live Q&A directly after this information session to answer any questions you may have. If you come up with questions during the information session, you can start writing them into the question panel on the right-hand side of your screen, and these will be responded to during the live Q&A session. As we gather for this meeting, physically dispersed and virtually constructed, let us take a moment to reflect on the meaning of place, and in doing so, recognize the various traditional lands on which we do our business today. Deakin would love to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the lands on which our university campuses are based. The Wadawurrung people of the Kulin Nation, on whose country our Geelong campuses are located. The Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, on whose country our Burwood campus is located. And the Pik Wurrung people of the Maar Nation, on whose country our Wollongong campus is located. I myself am located on Kulin Nation country, and on behalf of us all, I pay our respects to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander traditional custodians, elders, and ancestors of all the lands from which you may be joining our gathering today. I express our gratitude for their care of country, which continues to sustain us as it has done for millennia. Education has a long and rich heritage on this continent, which we aim to honor and reflect in the ways we teach and learn at Deakin. Deakin is a great university, offering high-quality education to future generations. According to Academic Ranking of World Universities 2021, we are ranked as the top 1% of universities worldwide. We have been ranked as #1 university for student satisfaction in Victoria for 12 consecutive years, ranked as #1 university in Victoria for teaching quality, and ranked as #1 university for educational experience and learning resources in Victoria. Deakin Business School is ranked in the top 1% of business schools globally by holding both AACSB and EQUIS accreditation, a shining signal for prestigious business school. Today, I'm going to introduce the course. Let's have an overview of today's session. We will cover the reasons for pursuing an accounting degree, the structure of the course, the accreditation of our program, the entry requirements, the opportunities for double degrees, and Deakin Accelerate. We will also talk about employability and graduate employment opportunities, the exciting opportunities to travel the world with Deakin, a screenshot of student journey and learning online, the excellent student services provided here, and most importantly, how to apply. So what is accounting? Accounting is a fundamental function in every organization, be it for profit, non-for-profit, a charity, or a government agency. It is fundamental because it generates and reports relevant information for decision-making and enables organizations to assist and report their performance. All the units that we provide in Deakin are accessed by the key professional accounting bodies, such as Chartered Accountants Australia and New Zealand, CAANZ, Certified Practicing Accountant, CPA, and Institute of Public Accountants, IPA. And therefore, they meet the requirements set by the professional bodies to become a professional qualified accountant. When you study accounting, you do it in the context of a Bachelor of Commerce with a major in accounting. Now, a key question is, why would you want to study accounting? It's actually a question that I have been asked a lot of times. I did not take accounting as my major, but I did study accounting as part of my degree in finance back then in undergraduate. So many people say to me, you don't really look like an accountant. I really don't know how an accountant should look like. But often they are pictured as someone who is a little bit introverted, who is hiding behind a pile of papers, and who is a little bit distant from the other people. This can be really far away from the truth, because one of the key requirements from future employers on our graduates, especially for accounting position, is effective communication and great teamwork. They are really, really important skill sets that we want our graduates to develop as they study through the degree. You also have to be one that enjoys critical and logical thinking, and that is capable of following rules, because in accounting, we deal with numbers, huge numbers, under specific regulations, so that we can provide useful information to a variety of stakeholders for making right decisions. You must be solution-driven and apply judgment carefully with a strong interest in number. Unlike old days, one of the challenges that interests accountants nowadays is how to take into consideration of issues such as climate change, carbon taxation, and corporate social responsibilities. Accounting not only deals with company profit, but also global environment. You may also be interested in earning a qualification that will allow you to work overseas or lead to a clear career path. We will talk about it in a moment. Our program is a 3-year full-time project, and it will take a little bit longer if one is studying part-time. It is offered through 3 trimesters across our Deakin campuses in Burwood, Waterfront, and Warrnambool, plus our cloud platform. And our graduates are allowed to apply for memberships to professional accounting bodies, depending on which units are undertaken. For instance, our graduates will be eligible to apply for admission to the Chartered Accountant program of the CA Australia and New Zealand, or programs at Institute of Public Accountants, IPA, Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, ACCA, or Certified Practicing Accountants, CPA. Students will have to do a little bit more work though and seek the professional exams, but there is always a recognized baseline because we work in partnership with these institutions. This is certainly an advantage for both our students and their companies, because it is easier for the students to get certified, and the professional bodies also benefit from this, as they know that they will employ students that have been rigorously trained throughout the degree. So how does the course structure look like? In year 1, as you can see, students study a variety of units, learning the basics of business. For instance, in the first trimester, students take accounting for decision-making, a foundation course of accounting. You will also study economics, finance, business law, marketing, management, and gradually build up your foundation knowledge for how business works. We also provide a unit called Professional Insight to help you think about your future career plan. In year 2, you dive into accounting-based units. You will study financial accounting and management accounting. There are two sides of one coin. Financial accounting deals with providing information for external users, while management accounting deals with information that enables managers to run an organization. Students can choose elective units in the second and the third year. You are welcome to explore something else in addition to accounting. It's very popular to do accounting and finance together, but other combinations could be equally helpful. These elective units will broaden your knowledge state. In the second trimester, you will study some quantitative units, such as accounting information system and data analytics, which help you better understand the future trend of business world. That is, the increasing application of big data. Then again, there is space for elective units, and there are opportunities for studying abroad. In the third year, you will study corporate accounting, auditing and assurance, accounting and society, tax law, to acquire more advanced accounting knowledge and their application. For instance, the unit Accounting and Society is a capstone unit, which brings together the knowledge the students have acquired throughout the degree. The students have the opportunity to work in teams and to play a simulation game, which enables them to experience what it's like to run a business. Opportunities for other elective units are again still available. This table summarizes the entry requirements for our program. For the school leavers, you must achieve the ATA scores as stated here, depending on which campus you would like to attend and study, and scored at least 25 in English EAL or 20 in English other than EAL. For non-school leavers, there are other pathways to get into the course. For instance, one may have a certificate in a related discipline or a diploma in a related discipline, or one might have just finished some units in other providers of higher education or have related work experience. All of these backgrounds could possibly make you a qualified candidate for the degree. If you are applying as an international student, then the entry requirements are slightly different. You must meet their English requirements, which is an IELTS overall score of 6, with no band score less than 6 or equivalent. The academic entry requirements are listed here. So just a friendly reminder, we are also running a dedicated applying to Deakin session for our international applications, which I would highly recommend attending for further information. And you can find the link to this session on the schedule page. Doing a double degree is popular among our students. You can combine and broaden your knowledge, opening the door to more opportunities in the future. So this is a list of different options that our students have. You can combine commerce degree with another degrees in arts, laws, business analytics, international studies, property and real estate, science, public health and health promotion, nutrition science, or communication. One of the most popular double degree is a combo of Bachelor of Commerce and Bachelor of Business Analytics. These two degrees bring together a deep understanding of how business works and provides students expertise of producing and utilizing data for business analytics, which is a highly desirable skill for employers nowadays. For those of you currently in year 11, Deakin Accelerate is a wonderful opportunity for you to get a head start at university by completing 2 first-year university subjects while you are completing year 12. Some of the great benefits include more than 20 different study areas to choose, boosting your ATA, flexibility of study mode, earn university credit early, or even study for free, ease your transition into university, and overall, most importantly, making you stand out from the crowd. Accounting is one of the study areas you are able to choose from, allowing you to complete 2 of your accounting units before you even have started your degree. So if you are interested, have a check at deakin.edu.au/accelerate and watch the Deakin Accelerate presentation for more information and to hear from past students like Jess. All roads lead to Rome. There are more than one pathway for you to join us at Deakin. You can apply to Deakin from school or through your workforce into the Bachelor of Commerce. Or you can transfer from a related Deakin course. You may study the same course at a different campus and then decide to move around. You may also apply from Deakin College or from other TAFE and RTOs providers. So please feel free to explore more information by checking Deakin Pathway Finder tool. The link is provided here. We provide students with work-integrated learning experience, both locally and internationally, whereby students typically work on specific projects that have been identified in conjunction with industry partners. For example, in 2 to 6 weeks' time, students have the opportunities to do consultancy experiences through what we call business clinics, whereby the students are guided by mentors in providing consultancy on some problems in the business operations. This experience enables students to put their knowledge into practice. Students may engage in this experience via our Australian Business Consultancy Program, Business Development Clinic, or Freelancing Hub. Aside from Australian context, we also offer international consultancy experience. Another option is entrepreneurship experience, where students develop the necessary critical skills to work within an innovative organization or industry, exploring and developing ideas for business venture. This experience provides students opportunities to think outside of the box and explore some startup ideas. We also have an internship unit for students to develop professional experience in the workplace, to network with future organizations, and to sample different career paths. Students are welcome to engage with either university or self-sourced internships. And there are opportunities for students to engage in work-based learning projects with employers. We also encourage students to look out for overseas opportunities via our internship program. In order to make you work ready, we provide many opportunities for real-life working experience. In our accounting courses, we use relevant industry software such as Xero and Caseware. We also use business simulations that enable students to experience what is it like hands-on to run a business, which requires coordinating multiple functions, working in teams under pressure, making decisions, and understanding how these decisions impact the results. All our courses are informed by the expertise of practitioners, And especially for accounting, the close relationships that we have with the professional accounting bodies. And from time to time, we invite key speakers to share their experiences and advice in our class. Students also have the opportunities to do internship in the leading accounting and auditing firms. Our program gives you access to a huge number of career opportunities, both in Australia and overseas. You can choose to work in industry, in accounting firms, in public service, in government, or in non-for-profit organizations. You can also establish your own business practice, such as becoming an independent consultant. Or you may want to pursue a doctorate degree and work in academia. As there are different types of accountants, you can choose to specialize in a specific accounting area, such as financial accounting, management accounting, tax accounting, or auditing. If you become a financial accountant, you will often deal with financial statements and bank accounts. If you become a management accountant, you will be involved in planning, budgeting, and designing performance measurement system. If you become an auditor, you will investigate if the companies are doing the right thing under regulation. As you can see from this graph, your future will be full of possibilities. And that's why we see our graduates succeed in different career paths, such as senior analyst at Deloitte, one of the big four accounting firms, or accounting officer in local government at Greater Geelong, or finance associate at National Australia Bank, management accounting coordinator at Mitchell Shire Council, auditor at Findex Group, associate at TWC, etc. In addition, Deakin has over 200 partner universities around the world, where students can experience a broad range of opportunities. There are a variety of programs. Students can work on specific projects coordinated by universities or companies overseas, where students spend a couple of weeks working on a project assigned to them. Alternatively, students can spend a trimester abroad or volunteer both locally and internationally, or go on a short-term exchange. Even during COVID-19 pandemic, we have been organizing virtual work integrated learning experiences, whereby the students can connect with other students, companies, and institutions overseas, and work together on projects. As we endeavored to provide our students with opportunities to engage in activities that develop their resilience and problem-solving skills. With the ease of international travel restrictions, the on-hold overseas programs are coming back, such as Global Experimental Learning, Faculty-Led Overseas Study Program, and Global Citizenship Program. Here, I would like to showcase you the career progression of one of our students who graduated with a Bachelor of Commerce and Law in 2018. Throughout 2016 to 2018, this student took advantage of various opportunities that Deakin offered. For instance, the student did an internship at Grant Thornton, a major accounting firm. He then did another internship at KPMG, a major auditing firm, during his study. After graduating from our accounting program, this student worked as an accountant and senior accountant at KPMG for 2 years, before landing a job as a finance associate at NAB. Thanks to our consistent devotion to online learning excellence, the quality of online experience at Deakin is a guaranteed good. No matter it is just an 1-hour online tutorial or 12 months cloud-based degree, with timely, fully support from our top-rated technology support team. Deakin provides generous support to qualified students who experience financial hardships. As we believe education is the best investment of your life, and your success should not be compromised by money. Please feel free to visit fees and scholarship page online and to explore scholarship opportunities and other forms of financial support provided by Deakin and the government. At Deakin, we offer a variety of excellent student services as listed here, which support students throughout their time at university. For example, the first year of university is often challenging because students are adapting to live and study in a new mode. And that's why we're provided services that help students with this transition, such as peer-to-peer mentor programs and peer-assisted study sessions. We also have a medical center providing counseling for physical and mental health. There is no need to mention the huge number of student clubs and societies that help you socialize with the others to keep fit and explore other interests beyond academic knowledge. We also have Deakin Talent, a holistic graduate recruitment service that provides career coaching, helping writing resume in job applications, and connect the students with prospective employers for jobs and internships. The services are on demand for all Deakin students and graduates in the form of face-to-face workshops and professional development programs. Therefore, if you want to join us, applications for trimester 3, 2022 close in October, and applications for next year opened in August and close in late February 2023. So for more information, you can follow the links below here or give us a call. If you are joining us today as an international student and would like to learn more about applying to Deakin or fees, scholarships, or studying at Deakin, you may wish to attend one of the information sessions run by our international study experts. You can find these sessions on the schedule page. Our international study experts are also available all day on web chat, which you can find by clicking on the icon on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Thanks to all of you to join us today. It is great to see so many of you interested in accounting. If you'd like to learn more, please explore our resources on this page or across the virtual Open Day website. We also encourage you to stick around for the live Q&A session, which is about to kick off on this same web page. You can send through your questions for this session by entering them into the panel on the right-hand side of your screen. And if you need to head to another session, you can speak to our experts on web chat at any time throughout the day. You can do this by clicking on the web chat icon on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Our campus open days are finally back this August. Don't miss out your chance to get further course and career information in person and tour our campuses. We hope that you have found this session valuable and that you enjoy your virtual open day experience. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Good morning. Welcome to our Accounting Live question and answer session here. I'm Dr. Vincent Bicuzzi de Castro. I'm a senior lecturer in the accounting department. And today I'm joined here by our other two presenters. I have Dr. Peter Wong. He's a teaching scholar in the accounting department and director of education and training in the Integrated Reporting Center. And also we have Adrian Corsetti. He's a senior officer from the Work Integrated Learning. We also have a support team helping us with the chat in the question panel that you can see this. So if you'd like to ask a question, please type your question in the Q&A section on the question panel on this page, okay? We'll do our best to respond to all your questions during this session. If you have any unanswered question at the end of the session, our team of experts will be available on the web chat all day to assist with any questions, including any specific international student related admin or fee queries, okay? So please click on the web chat icon on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen after the session to be connected with our team. And now I have some questions here already. So to kick us off, we have a first question. Let us check here. That's a good one coming from. Oh, good. First question. What is the best bit of advice you have for looking to start your career in accounting? Good. Bit of advice, like starting your career in accounting. Peter, you want to help me with this one?
Oh, start your career in accounting. Well, I mean, firstly, I think obviously having the qualifications, doing your Bachelor of Commerce and completing your degree itself is quite important, because that's going to, I suppose, lead to a pathway into one of the professional qualifications, such as the CA or the CPA or ACCA, for example. That's really going to give you a good head start into it sort of depends on where you want to go with your accounting degree as well, whether you want to be an auditor, tax accountant, work in entrepreneurship, start your own business, for example. But definitely, the material and the course that you're actually going through hopefully should help you, set you up for a good sort of starting point at the very least.
Yeah, fair enough. It's a good point. And interesting, because we have like Shikai, he did the video presentation before us. His first degree was not in accounting, and then he found himself drawn to accounting. And the same thing I did, my first degree was economics. So I think that's really, sooner or later, some people that they're drawn to accounting, okay? And then there's a good thing like Peter highlighted, like having the professional skills there and learning. So that's many options within accounting, like Shikai presented before. But I think, yes, that's a good one. Oh, I have more questions coming up here. I don't know, like Adrian, have something to add regarding the part of the career in accounting? Yes, no, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I can add more generally, small steps working through your degree, and certainly while you're working through your degree, our particular team has we work on internships, so we really try and get you that practical experience and get you working with organizations to help start your career in accounting.
That's good advice. Thanks for that, Adrian. I got another question here from Sylvia. What's the difference between finance and accounting? Yeah, it's kind of funny because people always refer to finance and accounting together, but there's a massive difference here. You can see, I think Shikai in the recording, he was talking about this, because really finance, although everything was numbers, accounting, we're talking about the recording the information and reporting this information. I think it's not only regarding balance sheets and income statements, but also you preparing information. I can say from my side, I'm biased because I managed accountant. I'm saying about preparing that information in a way that support decision making for other people. So that's what happened. That's nothing to do with finance here. Okay, you're not talking about like stock markets or something like this. Peter, from your side, you're more financial accounting, which is still is not finance.
No, I mean, look, for me, accounting is really all about decision making, like you said, Vincent. Accounting is all about recording, but also communicating information to end users to help them make decisions, right? And that's really all accounting is about. It's helping end users make better informed decisions, right? I think finance is a little more geared towards to being, and I'm trying to think of the textbook definition. I think they say it's the art and science of managing money and creating wealth, right? Yeah. Whereas with accounting, again, it's more geared towards helping the end users with decision making. And to that end, sometimes, you'll hear people say that accounting is the language of business. And so if you did want to work in a corporate environment or business environment, or like I said earlier, start your own business, well, having this skill set is really going to help you out with that. because then you'll understand the language and the lingo. So if you went to a corporate boardroom meeting and someone said, you know, NPAT was up 20% this year, you'll know what that means.
You're right. A very good question answer. Thanks for that, Peter. Oh, Sylvia has another question here. Is the amount of jobs in accounting increasing or decreasing? That's I don't have the government stats here regarding this question, but one thing that rest assured, if you have a degree in accounting, or the expertise in accounting like that, they're always like that. There'll be jobs for accountants there, because as what Peter said here about that's a kind of a language that you have for business. So in a way, like every business needs an accountant, and even if you talk about doing tax return, many people, they use accountants. So in a way, there's an ongoing demand for accountants here. Okay, so and what you realize, one thing that from my personal experience doing a degree in accounting, like it helped is a lot of the analytical skills. So you find out that you have people with a degree in accounting working in other industries, or they start their own business. Okay, and what happens that skill set that you developed by having a degree in accounting will help you in many other ways. Okay, so I think that's the take that I have. So if you are from government stats for increasing or decreasing, we don't have it here. Okay, but usually goes with the economy. Now, Peter, from your side, you want to add something here?
Like yourself, I don't have the stats top of my head. If we're talking about, you know, my opinion on sort of where I see the industry heading, I agree. I think more and more the accounting profession sort of moving away from bookkeeping, and bookkeeping is a very important aspect of accounting, but more and more we're starting to see firms, big accounting firms, broaden into consultancy and advisory services instead.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, you're right. So it's like what Shikai was saying on his presentation, that many alternatives here. Like, it doesn't mean that you have a degree in accounting and you become an accountant. Okay, like, see, I'm an academic. I got a degree in accounting. Now, so mixing this, because there's a question from Laura here. What are the study abroad opportunities within this major? And I think that goes more for Adrian here. And then we can mix it with if it's increasing or decreasing these opportunities here. Because I think it will happen if someone is enrolled here at Deakin, he or she will be wondering about this.
Terrific. So look, students are always very excited to travel as part of their university studies. We offer a range of international programs, so we take the group of students over to other universities, to other partners, and they can undertake these practical experiences working with real businesses, you know, whatever area of accounting and finance that you're into. So currently we are offering a range of programs, and some of them are actually online now, so you can actually be engaging with the rest of the world but online, and that's particularly good for some of the students who you know might be onshore or in different states. There's those study abroad programs, and then we've got the more traditional programs, and currently we're launching some programs to go to France, Japan, Hong Kong and Fiji, the chance to go over there. So we always know that you know, students do want to travel, and why not travel and get some practical experience as well, and tick off a unit in your degree. Makes sense to me.
No, that's wonderful, Adrian. Thanks for that. And what I should highlight, because I see someone like, I think Alex here asked, how does accounting at Deakin compare with other universities in Melbourne? And I think we can build on this comment, because you have all this exposure to international experience, not only a matter that you can travel and do this international experience, but also the amount of foreigners, like international students we have here at Deakin. And with these, you get to know a diverse set of people, okay? And also what I tell my students regarding this, like, get to know your colleagues, because you don't know where you'll be from 10 years from now, okay? The world is a big place. So network with these people, get to know where they come from, get to know where they're going, like add them. I don't know which network you use, but get to know. So that's a big advancement, a big benefit, I say, from the people working at Deakin, is that we have the chance of this international experience, okay? So this is building on this question from Alex here. How does accounting at Deakin compares other universities in Melbourne? Now,
yeah, sorry, Vincent, just to add to that, I suppose, you know, from a course structure perspective as well, as part of the Bachelor of Commerce, you take your 8 core units, which really gives you a nice, I suppose, flavor for each of the various disciplines and major sequences that you can take on board. But I think one of the nice things that happens as part of the course structure is, once you've done your 8 core units, you then think about doing a major sequence, and say you chose an accounting major sequence. From there, really, the world's your oyster, because you don't really have to go ahead and do a double major sequence, for example. And so it's flexible. It's quite a flexible degree in the sense that you could do another major if you wanted to, if you felt that that's something you wanted to do and it's quite complementary to your career pathway. But otherwise, doing a minor sequence and having a whole host of, well, as part of the program, there's a whole host of integrated learning, work integrated learning sort of units that sort of build up your practical skill set and your work experience as well. I think that's a really good way to add value to your degree, and that you could do all these work integrated learning units and modules and get credit points for them, and so you don't technically extend your degree itself, unlike some other universities where they sort of add on or append on an extra year perhaps for an internship.
And also you're the Director of Teaching and Learning for the Integrated Reporting Center, and you guys teach integrated reporting to the students, if I recall correctly. So yeah, that's a big differential. Lucky the students that they can have this experience.
Yeah.
I have here another question. Hold on, that's a good one from Dave. What's the process to become a chartered accountant after you complete the course? I think it's interesting to highlight here because we have a few professional bodies here. Okay, so we talk about the CA Chartered Accountants Australia, New Zealand. We have the CPA Australia, and we have the IPA Institute of Public Accountants as well. So we have different professional bodies here, okay, for the accountants, and they're all recognized by law. So will be a way, then you have to do a bit of research by yourself regarding which one will suit you better, depending on the career path that you're taking. And also should be disclosed that you have some people that they finish a degree in accounting and they don't go for professional accreditation, okay, professional body, should I say. However, we do have the CA, IPA, and CPA. So by my experience, after, Peter can correct me, all the units here, they are accredited with these bodies. So after you finish your degree here at Deakin, then you have to enroll and you have to do some more units within these professional bodies for achieving a professional accreditation. You want to add on this, Peter?
The only thing I would say is, I guess the typical student, let's say doing accounting as part of their major, would graduate. They would then perhaps find a graduate role or some sort of internship role or entry-level role. And as part of their role there, they would then, after they've gotten some experience, then sort of directly enter into one of the CA or CPA or professional organizations and then do a couple of the units there and take tests there. Having the Bachelor of Commerce accounting major itself being accredited by these professional organizations means that you can just go in and take those tests immediately. You don't have to take any foundation modules or extra training units from the professional bodies itself. On that end as well, at Deakin, in the Faculty of Business and Law, we actually run the CA Foundation program for the CA ANZ sort of group itself as well. So a lot of our material lines up quite well, in that regards.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for that. Yeah, and the one thing that is what I talk with my students when they're already enrolled here, Deakin, like I tell them, where do you see 5 years from now? See the job offers, that what you like to apply, and then you check whether they're asking for you be a CA, a CPA, or IPA, and then you can build your idea better if that's the path that you want to take. Because always keep in mind, with a degree in accounting, you can go and do many things, not only go within the professional bodies. Nonetheless, it's very good. It's an amazing option. Another question from Sylvia here. That's a good one. Is financial planning a good double degree with accounting? What about economics? All the good options? I think I'll pass this one to Peter because I know he's a clever guy.
I would say, look, it sort of depends on your career pathway and sort of what you want to do with your degree itself. This is your degree at the end of the day, and you know, you want to think about how your degree can add value to your career itself, right? So perhaps if you wanted to, financial planning does marry quite well with accounting. I'm a little biased because I teach financial planning as well, but I guess with financial planning, the goal of financial planners or advisors is really to help their clients achieve their financial goals, for example, and help plan for those financial goals, right? And so again, at the end of the day, it's about helping the clients achieve certain goals and objectives, financial goals and objectives. So for me, I've sort of transitioned, you know, being an academic from graduating, working in industry, coming back to academia. Part of the reason I've stayed in this in academia is because I enjoy helping people, and that's part of the reason why I've chosen accounting as a major sequence itself. So financial planning and accounting to that extent sort of marries well together. In terms of other options and major sequences, I know some people who do accounting and economics. I can say that the vast majority of students tend to do accounting and finance. A lot of students do accounting and finance. But again, you sort of have to ask yourself the question, you know, if I want to be an auditor, for example, do I really need that third year financial knowledge or economics knowledge, or, you know, whatever else it might be? Perhaps you might consider instead doing an accounting major and maybe a finance minor and an economics minor. Or perhaps you might want to do one of the internship sort of units and take some electives alongside that to round out your CV itself. So that would be my suggestion. Have a think about sort of how you could build up your career pathway. Again, you still have some time to think about this as well, given that you'll take your core units. You'll be sort of having a taster for each of the various disciplines. So that's going to give you a good indication as to whether or not you like it or not. After you've done your core, if you still haven't decided, speak to a course advisor, speak to your lecturers, you know, have a think about perhaps if you know any other, make friends along the way, you know, speak to second and third year students and see what they're doing and their opinions as well.
Okay, well, thanks, Peter.
And I was going to say,
I'm going to ask about financial planning to you, Adrian, because I know you guys engage with this.
No, I was just going to ask as well, Peter. We often get students who change as well, don't they? So they might start off doing something, and then during their degree, they have a change of heart and go, yeah, I think I want to do, you know, financial planning and economics instead, and they head down that pathway. So, yeah. Is that right, Peter? Yeah.
Oh, I actually changed my major sequence in my third year, actually, to be honest, because I was doing a double degree. So.
Wow. But Adrian, regarding, because the wheel you have for financial planning as well, yes? And it's a big area, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got, you know, quite a lot of large organisations who we partner with. So there was an earlier question, I think, as well, is what sort of separates Deakin apart. I know certainly our engagement with companies, big companies like KPMG, Deloitte, EY, and some of the banks, ANZ and Westpac, are healthy. So we can provide those experiences. But also as well, if you want to go to more sort of boutique accounting firms, you know, your local accounting firm, and learn the ropes there and deal with more, you know, people in the community and help out them, there's those options as well. So very exciting, some of our internship experiences for sure.
Okay, thanks for that, Adrian. Oh, I got a question here. We have to answer this question. Sorry, guys. How prepared is Deakin with the online teaching? And yeah, that's a very good question. And I have to say, because we staff here, we get this for granted, okay? Because we have already all the infrastructure here, and it has happened when we had the lockdown and the pandemic. So it's so good because we have already all the infrastructure set here. Because what does happen that we do have the classes on campus, but also I think all the units here for the undergrad, Peter can nod if I'm saying the right thing, please. We do have them running online as well. So we always do have an alternative for the online, for the classes as well. And those classes, they are recorded. And also here at Deakin, we do have they call the Cloud Deakin, that's the online environment with the discussion forum and all the materials uploaded there. And the students, they can interact with each other with this online discussion forum and with the Cloud Deakin itself. So in a way, if you ask me if Deakin, if they're prepared to online teaching, like, we're very well prepared, and our staff, like me, Peter, and all the people, we already trained with this, like we deliver like loads of online classes as well. So in a way, we have already all this infrastructure set. And one thing that does happen very often, we do have students that they are enrolled, they are on campus, attending on campus, and in a specific week they have to travel, or they're going to be overseas, or they have some other commitment, they can attend the class online, okay? So sometimes the students, when they're new, they ask me, oh, Vincent, so can I just this week attend online? I said, just more than welcome, attend online. You can still interact with your other colleagues being online. So we have all these alternatives going on, so all this infrastructure here. Peter, you want to add something on this?
No, I mean, just to preface that a little bit, Vincent, you know, we've actually had a cloud campus for a very long time now, even pre-COVID. And to give you an idea, I was live streaming my first year accounting lecture all the way back in 2016, where we had cloud students sitting in, you know, a live stream with students in the lecture room itself. The interesting thing about that, we had students who were in the room, but would also join the live stream because they wanted to interact and chat and everything else like that as well. So we've been doing it for quite some time. And so I guess, you know, silver lining was lockdowns and everything. We were quite quick at transitioning over to teaching online, because really for us, it was a matter of switching numbers, right? From 100 cloud students to 1,000 cloud students. So, yeah.
And I think Adrian added something here to the online environment.
Yeah, I mean, we are, I'd say, the leaders in online teaching for sure. I'd also add to that as well is some of our internships are online as well. So, so you know, if you're studying interstate or you're studying overseas, you know, no matter where you're enrolled, we offer the internships online. So, yeah, that's something to note as well.
Yeah, thanks for that, Adrian. That's good. Oh, I got another interesting question here. Someone is asking us, will automation change the job of an accountant comparing to taking over the job? And that's an interesting question, because you always keep seeing in the news like, oh, that's the end of accounting, or usually we like to put the headlines that everything will be over. And one thing, even like you see, there's a lot of research going on this, and having our seminars, we keep discussing this, that with automation, this is changing the role of accounting. So it's not a matter like, oh, accounting will be dead, you're going to get a degree in something that's going to be over. No, that's not the fact. And that's something that is incorporated in our unit, that how automation is changing the role of accounting. So you see that nowadays, we as an accountant, it's less about debits and credits, and more about, as we said, providing information, adding value, I don't know, to the customer or to the business or to whatever you're talking about. So as a matter of you recording that information, reporting in a way that's going to be adding value. So I do understand that you see in the news people saying, oh, automation, you don't need more people doing debits and credits. And well, that's for sure. Nowadays, you got a software for this, you got artificial intelligence, you got all the big data. But what happens that the good news is, because of this, we can focus more on activities that add value to the business and to customers. And I think that actually better for us. I don't know, Peter, you have something to add on top of this?
No, I agree, 100% agree. I think, you know, the automation, I'm looking forward to the automation. It means less of the monotonous tasks that accountants used to do, now freed up, and all that time is freed up to, like I said, Vincent, build up relationship and rapport with clients, and really think about the story that a financial report tells in an integrated report, or, you know, providing the advice, advisory or consulting services that really are geared towards providing information and helping the end users or the clients at the end of the day.
Yes. There's a question here. Thanks for this. Another question from Lisa here. Does Deakin provide integrating reporting focus subjects?
Yeah, I guess I'll take that one. Yeah, so there are a couple of units specifically that look at integrated reporting that you could take as part of the degree. That being said, so the undergraduate unit is MAA 267 from memory. Don't quote me on that one. I should know that unit off by heart. In any case, so while there are a couple of units that do specifically focus on integrated reporting itself, and sustainability reporting and enterprise value creation, at the same time, a lot of the sort of environmental, social, and governance issues that oftentimes sort of get talked about in integrated reports. That sort of spread throughout the degree as well. So for me, it's sort of integrated throughout the accounting major sequence. So in first year, you do go through, or we do go through and talk to you about, you know, what is sustainability reporting about? What are some of the, I suppose, issues surrounding the regulation or lack thereof, surrounding sustainability reporting. And, you know, in second year and third year, that conversation continues. But if you were interested in it, there is a very specific subject you could take for it as well.
Oh, thanks for that. Yeah, you're from Integrated Reporting Center, so yeah, thanks. There's another interesting question. Hold on. From Josh here. What type of career paths are available in these fields? So I would suppose field, he must be referring here to get a degree here involved in accounting. So yeah, so that's a very good question. I think it refers to what I said before about you can go with the professional bodies and you'll be working more directly with the accounting itself. Although nowadays not the idea of debits and credits, it's more like you'll be adding value to some sort of activity. So you do have some people that they go for accounting practice itself. You have people that they go to work in industry, perhaps within not necessarily an accounting department, but they will working with information and provide information supporting for decision making. But what will happen here, and you see many people, they get a degree in accounting and they go for work with something else, okay? It's not because you have a degree in accounting that you're going to become an accountant, okay? And I think it refers like, you don't have to be an academic like me, Peter, or something like this, although it's another career path that we do enjoy a lot, but you do have many options here. And what you can see from this is, it refers to what I tell my students. If you go in these websites that for jobs, okay, so, and then you search there and you see what are they requesting, which type of degree are they requesting, and you realize that in some sorts, like it goes, okay, can have an accounting degree for doing this, or it's not specific, it's just a matter they're requesting the type of skill set that you develop and you learn when you are teaching, okay? We talk about including all these interpersonal skills that you have, you'll be working in teams, okay? You'll be using analytical skills and you'll be dealing with complex tasks, okay? You'll be doing this when you're doing here your undergrad. So the idea is that these will open many doors for you, okay? Please don't narrow your mindset that because you have a degree in accounting, you're gonna be a bean counter accountant, okay? That's not very good. Peter, what do you have to add here?
In my first year unit, as part of the accounting major, I teach into the first year unit itself. And to give you an idea, we have a very broad set of students with various backgrounds, right? For example, we have students from sports management, we have students from real estate and property, we have teaching students, or students studying teaching, nursing, optometry. It's a very broad cohort of students. And so really what that tells me, I guess, is that accounting itself really lends itself to a lot of different career pathways, right? To give you an example, I have a friend who I graduated with many years ago. She works as in an investment firm in client investor relations. And she only ever studied first year accounting, but she wishes she studied a whole major in it. You know, you would think that if you're working for an investment firm, why do you need all this accounting knowledge? But she speaks to clients on a daily basis and all they ask about is the financials, right? And so she's very, I suppose, fortunate that she studied and got some of that background so that she could actually communicate with the clients better and help them out.
Oh, thanks, Peter. We're going to get one last question here so we don't run over time.
Sure.
So I got a question from Ivan here. What practical experience does this unit provide students that are in demand in the industry? So I think that it's an interesting question and practical experience. And one thing that I can refer, at least for instance, in my unit, what I do with the students, I do practical problem solving, okay? So especially when I talk about the assignments, it's leaned towards case studies where I give a problem to the student, I give him some guidance regarding, okay, how can you answer this question, okay? But within the context of managed accounting. But you have the challenge in a way, in a more practical way, and you have the time to sort out the solution. but in a way you build a challenge, because when you are in a learning environment, the idea that we're trying to do here is bring more this practical experience, okay? Because what will happen once you finish your degree here and you go to industry and you have some challenges, there's no answer sheet, there's no cheat sheet, okay? They don't say, oh, that was the right answer and you didn't get the right answer, you're going to lose some marks, no, okay? So it's an environment that's much more dynamic, okay? So in a way, what we do here, you can see from my side and from Peter's side, and probably some people that go through Adrian for the work integrated learning. So what we do, we try to bring a bit of this industry and life experience to the challenges that we give to our students here. Peter, you have something to add here?
So the way I'm interpreting the question, I'm guessing also, you know, in first year we teach students or we get students to learn about spreadsheets and sort of the use of spreadsheets and whatnot. But in second year, you'll go on to learn specialized accounting software like Xero, for example. And so that's actually quite useful knowledge. So that once you graduate, you actually know how to use the software packages that you would be using, for example, in your various roles, whatever that might be.
Yeah, and it reminds me, because many job applications, they ask if you know how to work with Xero. So if you do the unit to say, yeah, I know how to work with Xero. So it stops the problem of the egg and the chicken, because we do have some issues with some students that they finish the degree and they never work with the spreadsheets. And then the job asks, do you know how to work with a spreadsheet? And say, no, I don't. But you don't have a chance to working with a spreadsheet because you never had to work. And the same thing with Xero, because do you have experience with Xero? No, I don't. I need to work to have the experience. So if you go through this during the course here, it does help a lot. Yeah, that's good. I think that was our last question, so we don't go over time. So what I have to do here now is that we're coming to an end. I have to say thank you for everybody for participating, for being here. A big thank you for Adrian and for Peter. Okay, that's all the time we had for today. Thank you all for joining us. It's great to see everybody interested in accounting and receive all these questions. We didn't have time to answer all the questions. I do apologize, but we have our all-day web chat at the bottom right of your screen where expert staff are ready to answer your questions. And if you like to learn some more, you also find loads of really useful resources in our Deakin Open Day website, nice, that we encourage you to explore. So thanks for your time. Hope you see you at Deakin soon and have a lovely freezing cold Sunday. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Everyone.